I have to take back what I said yesterday about being an optimist in that video of assuming the best of the Austin City Council. I'm usually a pessimist, and one of the great things about being a pessimist is kind of like that quote from the Honeymooners, heads I win, tails you lose. When I'm a pessimist, if I'm correct, I'm correct. And when I'm wrong, well, the world's a better place than I thought. So it's win-win. The problem with being an optimist is that when I am wrong, the world is a shittier place. And yeah, I don't even get the satisfaction of being right. So yesterday I said that you should not assume the worst of the Austin City Council, that there was no way in hell that they were that crappy that they would cancel an item on an agenda and not take comments from anybody without any reason after people canceled their plans, took sick days, took off of work to show up and speak on the item of AI-powered surveillance cameras being installed all over the city. There's no way they would do that, especially when they schedule the fucking meeting at 10 a.m. on a weekday. But guess what they just did? Check this out. This is a memorandum a lot of you have been emailing me. Financial Services is withdrawing item 33 from the August 28th, 2025 council meeting agenda. Staff expects to bring the item back for council consideration on September 25th, 2025 council meeting. Should you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact him, Director of Financial Services, that was the email. But my neighbor, who actually wanted to speak at this, emailed back very politely. Erica, thank you for letting me know as I rearranged my work schedule to attend. Why is it rescheduled? I hope to have an opportunity to voice my thoughts in a future session. This is a very important issue that must be thoroughly explored. A lot of eyes on this. Respectfully, and this is where my friend and I differ on this, because if I were wording that email, it likely wouldn't be very respectfully. Her response was, the only information I have is what was included in the memo attached. Thank you. There's no information included in the memo attached. Further, they have the gall to sign this thing on the 26th. Date, August 26th, 2025. I checked your website at 8 p.m. before I did my video yesterday. There was nothing attached. This was still on the memo. This was still on the agenda, and people could still sign up to talk about it. What do you mean August 26th? You wrote this shit and sent out an email August 27th, less than 24 hours before people were going to show up to comment on this. Do you know that people took off of work to do this? People hired babysitters for their children. It's one thing to schedule these meetings at 10 a.m. on a weekday so that nobody can show up. It's another when people finally decide to show up. You see that so many people have decided to show up in opposition to something that you're doing that you just say, oh, last minute, never mind. And, the more frustrating thing about this are the number of people that actually consider this a win. Read the memo carefully. They did not say, LOLJK, we're not going to put AI-powered surveillance cameras all over Austin. They didn't say, never mind, we're not going to do this. They said, we're going to push this off until next month in the hope that you forget about it and go the fuck home. That's not a win. You haven't won yet. All you've done is let them realize that there are people that are aggravated about it, so we should probably do this in a way where nobody's going to notice, where we can hide. They don't want you to show up tomorrow. And they're hoping that because you took off work already and you inconvenience yourself and you took a sick day and you scheduled time out of your day to go there, that it's going to be that much more annoying to do it next month. So you're not going to do it. And even if you did want to do it next month, which many may not want to do, you'll forget about it because that's next month. Take a look at what happened with PayPal. This is a very common thing. PayPal did this thing where they decided that they were going to not refund the merchant services fee when you process a credit card transaction. So usually if you process a credit card, if you use your credit card to buy something from my store website, let's say you buy something that's $1,000, I have to pay a fee of approximately $30, $35 as a result of you spending $1,000 with me. Now, that credit card processing fee, it's fair. I understand it. It costs money to take credit cards. It's a business. However, if you call me 5 seconds after you have made your order and you say, Louis, I accidentally bought the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. Can you give me a refund so I can buy the right thing at the right time? They would refund the fee. They wouldn't refund the 30 cents flat fee, but they would refund the 2.9%, which is the bulk of it. They stopped doing that. They decided that we're just not refunding the fee anymore. Now, after a lot of people getting aggravated over it, they changed their mind and then they changed it back. But they didn't actually change their policy. They just waited for it to quietly blow over and then implemented it when nobody was paying attention. And that's what's happening with these cameras all around the country. This is an experience that you'll see from many, many people about these cameras. This is one comment on Reddit. People aren't getting a say. Everywhere they get installed, it's the same story. The city councils are getting coached by flock lawyers to use emergency hearings and circumnavigate process. It happened in my city in an emergency hearing after the normal city council meeting adjourned. The city council members just stayed in the room until everyone left and called the hearing and voted on it with no public comments. As far as I'm concerned, these were illegally installed in our area. They don't want you to show up. That's the point. They want to be able to do what it is they want to do. And they want to hope that if they just keep pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off, you'll become discouraged by the process and not show up. I'm showing up tomorrow at Thursday at 10 a.m. And I hope you are as well. You pay their salary. You work 12 hours a fucking day so that they can schedule hearings while you're at work and have the gall to cancel them with less than 1 day notice. Are you kidding me? You're showing up. I'm showing up as well. We need to send a message that you're not just going to be able to push this under the rug. I hope hundreds of people show up tomorrow that are voters and taxpayers in the Austin City Council districts. Here's how many people show up against AI-powered surveillance cameras on 2 or 3 days' notice. Imagine how many people Lewis can get to show up with 1 month notice. You want to keep putting it off? I'll keep having people show up. You're not sweeping this under the rug. And now I just figured out that I need to start playing this game better. It's very obvious that the way the game is played right now, it's not made for normal people to have a chance. Because apparently there were people that knew as early as morning yesterday that this was going to be canceled. And instead of putting it on their website and emailing everybody, they waited to the last fucking minute to do so. And I know exactly why they do that shit. I'm watching you. I did not get 4 laws passed in 3 states in 2 years with $1 million that I raised from the co-founder of WhatsApp and another $1 million that I raised from my audience by being a fucking idiot. If you want to play this game, 2 can play this game. These cameras are not getting installed in this city without a fight. And if the people that are showing up, if the people that don't really understand how the game is played, that have never had to hire lobbyists before, that have never had to navigate the governmental process before, don't know how to do it, I'll figure out how to do it. I don't have a nonprofit for this, but I'll put my own money into it. I don't give a shit. The fuck am I spending it on? Kids' college education? My wife? Mostly my cat. I expect all of you to show up. I'm getting emails from people saying, yeah, I'll just show up next month. Why would you do that? You're demonstrating that there's no consequences for this. Imagine if myself as a repair shop kept telling people, yeah, you could show up here, it's finally fixed. And then I knew it wasn't fixed. Let's say I know on Monday that that's not going to work. Let's say I wait until Wednesday night to call them and say, oh yeah, never mind. Don't bother. Don't come pick it up. And then I do that 2 or 3 or 4 times in a row. What would happen to me as a repair shop owner? What would happen to my Yelp reviews? What would happen to my Google reviews? What would happen to our reputation? We have to be concerned about doing this. I can't treat people this way. Why can the Austin City Council treat people this way? That's not right. And I hope as many of you as humanly possible show up to let them know, politely, cordially, and kindly, that that's not right. You did your job. You went to their website, you signed up to speak, you jumped through all the hoops, and you took a sick day so that you could show up to their meeting at 10 a.m. on a Thursday fucking morning. Now it's time for them to do their job and listen to you. And if they don't want to do that, I don't care. That's their job. That's what they're paid to do. You know what pisses me off the most about all of this? It's one of my worst personality traits. I mentioned BWE video, a few others, Linus video, is there's this thing where for certain types of people, it's a blind spot of mine, where I have this endless reserve of assuming the best of people that haven't earned it. Listen to the video that I did yesterday. Throughout this video, I am saying that you should not assume the worst of these politicians. What happens when you assume the worst? What happens when you assume that they're just going to cancel this on you and try to rug pull you at the last minute? You will it into existence. You shouldn't do that. You should assume the best. You should think positive. I have no reason to think poorly of these people. And what did they do? I decided to think well of them, and they made me look like a fucking idiot. Remember on this channel, one time, Apple released that IRP program? Remember that? 6 years ago? Did a video saying thank you for doing a nice thing. That was 6 years ago. I still can't buy a schematic. I don't like assuming the best of people and then being proven wrong. I assume the best of all of you. I assume that you respected your constituents. I'm going to be there tomorrow, and I hope all of you will as well. If I show up tomorrow and there's only 2 or 6 people there, they're just going to keep postponing this on and on. Maybe hold some sort of emergency meeting and then just get these cameras put all over the city. I would like to see everybody show up tomorrow. Not to be mean or aggravated or everything else, but cordially, kindly, and politely. All 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 of you, God willing, to look and say, hi. It seems you think AI-powered surveillance cameras everywhere that I pay for are a good idea. You might be confused. You need some help? That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.